Hi, we're Richard and Jackie from Early Retirement Wanderlust.
And we would like to share with you some of the apps that we have found invaluable in our day-to-day early retired lives. We've been early retired for just over a year, and we've been having a really good think about how technology has helped us during that time.
For those of you that don't know us, we're Richard and Jackie, and we early retired at the age of 51 after 30 years of teaching. And in the last 12 months, we've packed a lot in. We sold the family home, we relocated to the Yorkshire Dales, we have renovated a cottage, and we are now spending the rest of our early retirement travelling and adventuring and finding the hidden places that are out there. And that's probably the main reason why we've called ourselves Early Retirement Wanderlust.
We've recently returned from a trip to Scotland, and we had a long time on the road when we sat chatting. And one of the things we were reflecting on is how we use apps on our phone to help us in our day-to-day lives. And some of the apps we have found absolutely invaluable.
So, without further ado, in no particular order, some of our favourite apps. Because we like getting out and about and we like our walking and cycling, we found that we were spending an absolute fortune on OS Maps, right up until the point we realised that there was a digital version. So for £28.99 a year, you can get access to all the maps that are produced across the UK. And what we really like about it is that you get the app as well. So you get online access, assuming that you have got phone signal, for anywhere in the UK, and it is also a GPS, so it does locate you on the map and it does show you which direction you're going in. There is a health warning in this, in the fact that if you don't have phone signal and you haven't downloaded the map, sometimes you can get yourself in problems, so you should always have a paper map as backup on your adventures. Another health warning when you're out on the hills and you're dependent on your phone is that battery life can be absolutely essential. So in the depths of winter, your battery on your phone won't last as long as it does in the summer, so we've also invested in a backup battery pack that we always carry with us just in case of emergencies. But for just under 30 quid, we absolutely love the app and use it on a daily basis.
We're both massive fans of tracking our activities, and we both wear a Garmin watch. We use it to track how far we've cycled, hiked, biked. We use them all the time. I love the fact that my Garmin watch speaks to the Garmin app, and it will track our heart rate. It will track how much we sleep. Richard's obsessed with how it tells him how stressed he is. I know if I'm stressed or not without looking at my watch. I also like the fact that the data goes straight across to my Strava app. I'm a keen hiker and love trying to achieve the challenge of climbing Mount Everest equivalent 4 times each year. And there's data that goes through to Strava, tells me my elevation gain each time. And at the moment, I'm on nearly 3 Everests for this year, which is amazing.
On one of our previous videos, I talked at great length as part of my morning routine of how I use the Calm app on a daily basis. I love the app. I'm not a natural meditator, but it has a daily meditation, it has guided meditations, lots and lots of different timing apps, and most importantly, for when I find it difficult to sleep, it has a whole host of meditations that help with sleep. So for £39.99 a year, it's something that I use on a daily basis.
An app that we find absolutely invaluable as a family is FaceTime. We've all got iPhones, and it means that whenever we're out on our travels, whether it be in the van or whether we're in America or Europe, we can keep in touch with all of our family. It's ace to keep in touch with the kids. We make sure that we can get in touch with my mum quite easily. We use it all the time.
One of the things that we use so much when we're on the road is Google Maps. So we use it for our navigation, but it also is an invaluable source of information for when we're looking for campgrounds, when we're looking for park-ups, when we're looking for places to visit. We've used it so much on our travels in terms of pre-planning, but also when we're on the road, it's just a really, really valuable resource. And it's free.
Most of the activities that we do are based outdoors, and We try to track what the weather will be like before we set off an activity so that we actually know what we need to take with us. I do use 3 different weather apps because I never like what the first weather app tells me. So we use the Met Office as our main source of what the weather might be like. If I don't like what the Met Office tells me, I do have a quick look at the Apple weather and BBC. But generally, we just find it really handy to be prepared for what might come. Most of the time, the weather apps are right. We have been caught out a little bit sometimes.
One of my hangovers from my working days is my obsession with productivity apps. I have a terrible memory and I have to write everything down, and I am a great follower of Mark Allen's Get Things Done system, which says quite simply the mind is for having ideas and not holding ideas. So one of the apps I continue to use on a daily basis is Trello. It's basically a organization and list management tool that you can use on your laptop, and it automatically syncs with your phone as well. So whenever I remember that I've got to do something, I jot it down on Trello and it's with me wherever I go. And it does give you a real sense of purpose in terms of getting things done on a daily basis, but it also helps you organize your day where you can shift and move the things that you've got planned for the day. It's a really simple solution and I really like it.
I'm a real lover of games apps. I love playing Scrabble. It just helps keep my mind occupied. Sometimes if I've got 10 minutes to spare, I will just sit and play a mindless game. There's so many that I've got on my phone in different apps that I use regularly, too many to mention, but I do just like a good games app.
It'll come as no surprise that we love our digital photography and we take thousands of pictures, far too many pictures in fact. So we have to have a way of documenting all of those and keeping them safe. And we just use iPhotos, which is a free piece of software that comes with Apple products. It does a number of things. It keeps all of our photos safe. It backs them up into the cloud. It's a really nice, simple image manipulation, so you can do post editing on your photos and enhance them. And one of the greatest features that we've found of late is that it's got a search button on it, so you can search back through time or you can search back through locations around the world to pick out any particular photos that you may want from your back catalogue.
One app that we use all the time when we're travelling is called Park for the Night. If we are struggling to find a campsite or we're looking for somewhere that we want to stop over for the night, we just look on the app. It will tell us locations of dozens of different places to stay. You have to be a little bit careful. Some of the places it suggests are no more than laybys, and we turn up and you just think, nope, I'm not going to stop there. But we have found some absolute gems. When we've been in the Alps, we have found the most beautiful places to stay, most of them free.
One of the apps that I really love using on a regular basis is the Readerly app. It's a subscription-based service that allows you to access a whole catalogue of different magazines. It's really, really useful when you're on the road because it means when I'm out in Europe, I can keep up to date with what's going on. Uncannily, all the magazines that I like reading, so my outdoor magazines and my sports magazines and photography journals, are all contained within the Readerly app. It makes it very, very easy. I actually just download things to my iPad and then I've got a whole back catalogue of things that I can read when I'm out on the road. And it wouldn't be a app video on YouTube if we didn't talk about the YouTube app. I'm a massive fan. I think it's really good in terms of keeping all your YouTube videos together. I really like the fact that I can select video clips and put it into my watch later file, so I've always got something to watch wherever I may be.
I've never particularly watched YouTube much until recently, and I've found it really invaluable actually, looking at different videos to give us inspiration of places to go. Another thing we used YouTube for loads when we were renovating the house was the how-to guides. Richard used lots for how to add skirting to the house, and I used it when I made the curtains and the blinds.
I think it's fair to say it's a huge resource of information, and there is an argument that if you want to learn to do anything, then someone's put a YouTube video out on it.
So Richard's just finished his editing, and we realised the one app that we use the most we haven't actually mentioned, and that is Spotify. We've had the family app for, gosh, it must be at least 7 or 8 years now. The kids listen to it all the time. Richard uses it all the time to listen to podcasts as well as downloading different music. We have at our fingertips pretty much any album that's ever been created. For me, the excitement was the last album that I wanted for my youth, De La Soul, was finally released this year after their battles with the music industry. So, Spotify, any album that you want to listen to, any podcast that you want to listen to keep you occupied, travelling or when in the house, it's amazing. It isn't cheap. The family membership is $17.99 a month, but we do use hours and hours of it a day as a family. So that's it from us. Just a few of the apps that we have found really invaluable over the past year, particularly while we've had more time to get out and about exploring. A lot of them are based on things to do in the outdoors.
If you've got any recommendations for other apps that you find invaluable in your life, then please pop them in the comments below. So that's it. See you later.
Bye.